Hello, everybody. It is time once again for Written Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining me. And if I start getting gradually shorter throughout the call, that is because this chair is awful, and at some point I'm going to start shrinking because I can already feel the hydraulics starting to fail. I don't know where, but there's a leak in the line. No, these are actually prescription, and they actually have a... Oh! Excuse me. They actually have a blue light filter in them, so it helps for looking at computer screens. Now, we had a little bit of an exchange last weekend, or not last weekend, excuse me, last Wednesday, that I wanted to address. Sush had brought up a very good point with a quick Google search, where she said, neutrons are neutral. Why are they using neutron-based weapons? And I knew I had a reason, but I couldn't for the life of me recall. So my answer was somewhere along the... And I'm shrinking. My answer was somewhere along the line of, I know I have a reason somewhere before I came up with this, and to an extent it's sci-fi, so the rule of cool will prevail. You can't be right over every fictitious little detail, otherwise you're writing a term paper instead of a sci-fi. And to an extent, for your own writings, I'll stand by that. Yes, the rule of cool sometimes has to win out, otherwise you're writing a science textbook, and it might get a little too word heavy for a lot of people. But that being said, that reasoning alone is kind of wimpy. That's not something you want to lock onto. Let's say I've just started physics, or I've just started learning about the periodic table of elements. And it's like, oh, I want my ships to be powered by tungsten. Well, okay, tungsten's metal, and that's not going to do anything. Rule of cool. So I did some looking over it, and I looked over my stack of content, and this is only one of 6 stacks about the same size. So it took some looking to want to find it. Bearded, bald, powerful. I beg your pardon. I have quite a lot of hair. Now, I had looked it up because I knew I originally had a reason, and then I started remembering. I remember my dad was telling me, I think it was the 70s or the 80s, there was some kind of conspiracy theory or something about the government was developing a neutron bomb which would wipe out cities and not destroy the buildings, just the people inside, and we can just move right in and populate or something like that. And I had heard about that, and I had done some research into it. And I heard about a thing called a neutron gun, which we use in nuclear reactors. Neutrons, as it turns out, Sush's topical look in Google was wrong. Neutrons are neutral within a nucleus. On their own, neutrons themselves have quite a bit of power potential. It is represented... And I got my notes here from my thing. I printed out a small cheat sheet from my record, so I don't have a bunch of little scraps of paper. But it's represented by M capital lowercase e capital V. The energy released when a neutron decays is 0.782343 MeV. To put that into perspective, 1 mole of neutrons, about 1 gram, is equal to 1.7 tons of diesel being burned. Now, of course, you'd lose some of the energy there because that's how we work. You can't get perfect transition. But pound for pound, the power potential is there, but is absolutely well beyond fossil fuels. For the space it takes up, it would be fantastic. Now, the reason we don't have neutron generators is because neutrons are sort of like the positive speaker of the subatomic world. They make up most atoms in the universe: positrons, electrons, and neutrons. Neutrons don't really do much. They have a half-life of about 10 minutes when they're not combined with protons in one of these nucleus, which means they don't really do much. They decay within about 10 minutes. So they're constantly flying around, and any atom that they come across, and everything's made of atoms, they will merge into. They will yell, "Synergy!" And it will excite the atom, they'll have their fun, and they'll either be ejected, like if, say, they've created an atom for uranium-236, they'll be ejected, about 3 of them will, and they'll go off and "Synergy!" and excite the other atoms, and everything will be happy, and they'll just move on once the atom realizes that they really don't bring anything to the table. That's, to put that. Now, to want to elaborate on this, if you try to contain a neutron, it will just merge with the atom within the containment. If you freeze this little freeloader, because once it merges with an atom, we can't get it back out. But if you freeze it to, I think, several degrees negative Kelvin, and the only force on it is gravity, then it drops like a stone. And I think it phases to the center of the Earth, where it will basically be super useless to you. So the energy potential is there, but the ability to contain and use it is not. So in my sci-fi, I had said that this alien power had created a way to store neutrons and to harness energy from their decay as it's needed, without them merging with the container or dropping through to the center of the planet. Alien sci-fi mumbo-jumbo logic, but it's taking something valid. But Sush did bring up a point. Not directly, but the point is, I'm not going to be there. Yes, neutrons are actually involved in fusion. So yes. Well, fission. No, fusion. Yes. Both nuclear reactions. So yes, you're right there, Sush. But Sush unintentionally brought up something that I had to think about after the stream, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm so happy that I've been streaming, because this is the closest I'm going to get to a peer review before releasing the actual book that I'm going to get. And that is, I'm not always going to be here to play advocate for my book. When I release it out into the world, it's going to have to stand on its own. And if it will collapse if it will collapse under the weight of a quick Google search, I've not done my job. So, for quality's sake, I have a piece of paper here. I have my art pencil here, my little automatic clickety pencil, and I'm going to make a note right here to explain that the UCASC has harnessed the latent power of free neutrons for neutron reactors or their guns and stuff like that. So there is some degree of an explanation there that I can touch on later. So Sush, thank you very much for playing quality control there, for giving me your feedback, and for pointing out an area where I could touch up. I will say again, for anyone writing, the rule of cool works to a certain extent, because this is science fiction, not science reality. But as much work as you can put into it as you can, I'd recommend doing so, because it will show a certain level of caring in your work. Space magic only works for as long as your reader is willing to suspend their disbelief. And I see that in a lot of fiction, where the expectation for the reader to suspend their disbelief goes way beyond the realm of reasonable. They ask far too much. So as much as you can do to sort of find symbiosis with your hypothetical reader, the better. It's a relationship of give and take. And like any good relationship, if you're going to have a good relationship with who's reading, you can't ask too much of them without giving too much in return. So I have noted it. I will go back to the earlier chapters and I will note that the UCASC stores and uses free neutrons and their latent energy potential. Now, as for the text itself, I've not gotten very far. Thank you very much. I'm also going to be grabbing dinner because I was making my first ever quiche tonight. And it is going to be very good. It is, for the entire little pie, 1,255.5 calories, but I'm not going to eat an entire pie. I'm going to be chopping it into 6, and each 6 of a slice is going to be 209.25 calories. And it smells good. And I'm going to be going to do that soon, so you guys are going to have to watch me put sloppy food in my horrible, hairy face hole while streaming. Because quality is my top concern in this channel. But as for the book, I've kind of... One of my main things with my book is I hit spells of I'm going to write to I don't want to write to I don't know what to write. My sister has coined it as staring cat syndrome because for a good number of years I just open up the tab and I'll be too stubborn to admit I need a break. So instead of writing or anything, I'll just sort of sit here and I'll scowl angrily at what I'm writing and not get anything written. So as much as I need to take my own advice here so you don't make the same mistakes I do, make sure to take breaks if you're not in the mood to write. That's probably one of the reasons I burn out a little bit or I don't get as much written as what I'd like. So I think... Oh, geez. Oh, I also keep notes at the bottom of every page, so you don't forget anything you want to write. Don't worry, if you were worried about quality control, you wouldn't have the chat on the screen. No, I like showing you guys off. That way you guys get your moment in the sun, too. This isn't just watching the giant, hairy, talking MODOK head write his book. You guys, you made the effort to show up, so since I don't have like a little robot voice allowing you a voice in the stream, this is the next best thing. But yeah, for example, Coyote, I know you're writing a book and I know you get sort of dissuaded because you don't know where to start or you have an issue with a part here or a part there. It is entirely natural to the process and you have done nothing wrong, you're doing nothing wrong. Just don't beat yourself up over the fact you've not gotten anything done. Because I think this is about all I've written since the last stream. We had Plod growling. "They've already prepared an ambush," growled Plod, letting each word churn spitefully in her throat. "They are but novices at the craft. We will show them why they are sport to us," Maud bellowed scornfully. Once more her claws fumbled with one of the pouches of her ornate metallic belt, which supported the strands and banners of lavish fabrics, and drew some of the last of their dwindling equipment. While Maud's group had managed to take the opposition by surprise. "Oh, Nikolai's here!" "No, Nikolai, you're not that late. All you missed was a small ham-fisted dissertation on the energy potential of free neutrons." Let me see. Okay. Once more her claws fumbled with one of the pouches of her ornate metallic belt, which supported the strands and banners of lavish fabrics. Which flowed from her bulky form, and drew some of the last of her dwindling equipment. While Maud's group had managed to take the opposition by surprise, with the aid of the UCASC support, their numbers were rapidly dwindling. I had to take care of a few quick things on Isla Pena on Jurassic World. Oh, okay, yeah, no, you're No, you play with dinosaurs, I'll play with space dinosaurs. We'll have a fantastic time, Nikolai. Now, let's see if I can't get some writing done before I run off to... Well, actually, no. I'm going to run off and get the food now, and we're going to see if we can't pad out this stream to me writing something productive. So, until I get back, please enjoy the empty form of my chair and this snazzy Indian blanket. This was not $3.99. It does not do this. This is a wholly ordinary and largely unimpressive and depressing chair. I will be right back. I have returned with quiche. So this has simultaneously evolved into a writing and mukbang channel. My God, it's disgusting. I'm so sorry. But yeah, this is my first attempt at a quiche. It's a little fractury, but I think it's a recipe I might move on to cooking with greaser when I get back to that. And I will be getting back to that. I have the pizza special planned. I'd like to get better at my own editing so I don't have to just religiously abuse Ethan or Marty. So, yeah, now just real quick. God's great, God's good. Last thing for us food, by his hands must be fed. Give us, Lord, daily bread. Amen. And now, a little bit of eating, a little bit of typing. We're going to have a relax. This is going to be a casual stream. I missed the mark of where I should be eating. I didn't get much typing done. So I don't know what I'm going to be able to do here and now. Basically, I just pureed some spinach, some broccoli, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, some chicken, a little bit of garlic, and a single egg. And I put it into a homemade pie crust, because I make my own pie crust, and my chair is sinking. Oh no. To apologize for the food, you should put the image I'm about to show you on the screen for everyone to see. Okay, this can be one of two things. This can be the nudes and OODS we established like 2 streams ago that Sush sends, which are just the most scantily clad pictures of macaroni noodles you'll ever see. Oh my goodness! Hey Ray, how are you doing? I'm so happy to have you here. Yes, to fill you in, Sush is a nudist, which is spelt the following way. Meaning anything wiggly or noodly is her domain. This includes snakes and most forms of pasta. What's up? You finding me? I know. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have you here. You missed the science dissertation I gave at the beginning here. But since you guys are here, we have 2 new guys. So Nikolai and Ray. I will put this over to Coyote. Coyote, 2 questions. I have 2 questions for you, Coyote. 1, is it okay if I use your real name because that's easier to say, or would you prefer Coyote? And 2, should I go through and give the science rundown of the neutrons again for the new people who showed up? All right, what has Sush sent to me? Oh no! Oh, Sush, why? Oh, gee, ooh, no. Oh, I mean, I'm gonna do it, but oh, no. Oh, Sush, why are you doing this? Who did not hug you as a child? Who hurt you? I must ask, as I fix my chair because it keeps shrinking. This is going to be a tale of the incredible shrinking. What do you guys call me? Apprentice, Juicy, Fawns? I have a couple of names now. Okay, is everyone ready for the horror that Sush, the nudist, has released upon me, that she wants to release upon the rest of the chat real quick? Ah, wonderful. Meg, it's agreed. We name you Meg. Oh, oh yeah, no. Nikolai says it like my normal name, but he says it in such a way that I've never heard it before. He overemphasizes the E, so it's Caleb. I call you Juicy, LOL. Yes, I appreciate it. Some people call me Caleb. I have Fawns. My friends on Xbox call me Tom. I don't mind Tom. But, this is the Sush image. I hope you all enjoy. I'm very sorry. To be honest, I don't see what all the fuss is about. I don't mind the CGI with Will Smith as the genie, because it kind of puts me in mind of, I guess, like the old special effects and characters from older films like Jason and the Argonauts. So I'm not so badly against what they're doing. That's just me. I'll judge it based on the quality of the movie. But no, the fact they've turned Will Smith blue, that's fine with me. In fact, I'd prefer it if he went through the whole movie like that. That would be a nice homage to Robin Williams, the fellow who is unfortunately passed, and it was much too soon. So I will take a moment to bow my head in silence for Robin Williams, because he was a great man, and I'm sorry for his passing. feel free to do the same. Okay. It's a quick moment. I don't want to derail the stream, but yeah, that was... He brought a lot of joy to a lot of people, and I can only hope to one day come even up to a fraction of that. No, Sush, you didn't ruin everything. I sort of branch out on other topics. So, Meg, the question is in your court. Do we recap the physics lesson for Ray and Nikolai? Hop. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Anytime a person in a meme dies, they put it next to like this big collage they have. And why you? Because I trust you over Sush. So you have top priority in the stream. You are officially the stream general for the night. Commander in stream. That's you, Meg. All right. Another go. The Smarty glasses are on. My prescription pince-nez. Ray, yes, I do occasionally wear glasses. Yes, they are about 100 years old or more. So, to recap. I'm going to have just a little bit more of this real quick because it is good. Oh, thank you. I made quiche for the first time tonight. I had this recipe for these little puree cakes I put together for my diet, and I decided if I put that in a pie crust, it'd be like a little quiche. And I could pretend I'm eating people food, not diet food, like an animal. Alright, so, last stream, Sush had brought up a point after a quick Google search. She wasn't familiar what neutrons were. So she looked it up real quick and saw that neutrons were neutral. And she asked me, hey Caleb, how are the UCASC using neutron-powered weapons if neutron is a neutral particle? You told me in Discord you didn't. So that's the story we're going with. She had Googled it and saw that they were neutral particles. And I knew I had picked neutrons for a reason, but I couldn't for the life of me. Fake news. I will bring up the comment and I will screen post it in the little chat here. Anyway. Fake news. Yeah, you are nowhere near Tangelo enough to get away with that. But, I didn't know why I picked it. I remembered I had a reason, but I couldn't for the life of me remember it. And I basically boiled it down to, if you're going to be writing a book, especially sci-fi, to a certain degree, since we don't know what innovations are going to be in the future, we can't accurately portray them. There has to be some level of bull hockey-ishness. Complete and utter hogswash that you go along with to sort of come up with something that sounds neat or fills the role of what you need in the story. Now, a lot of people, this is the rule of cool. It sounds cool, so the cool prevails. Everything else be damned. And I hate doing that because, one, okay, yes, the rule of cool does occasionally apply. You're writing to entertain, not to make a science dissertation. But, as I explained earlier when I was talking to Meg, that only works to a degree before you kind of seem... You become that kind of author. Having an audience for a book is like a relationship. It is a very nuanced ebb and flow of give and take. And my chair keeps dropping. Tonight, ooh, this chair. It's A relationship built on give and take. They suspend their disbelief so you can tell the story, but you don't want to abuse that and have them suspend their disbelief or demand them to such a high degree that you just seem silly and ridiculous. So yes, the rule of cool sometimes has to prevail, and you can get away with it. Like any rule, everything in moderation, including moderation. But I wasn't happy that my answer was because stuff and reasons and it sounded cool. So I took the time to want to go through all my papers. I have, I think, 6 stacks of papers that I have been working on this universe for the last soon-to-be 15 years. I tracked down my information about the neutron pistols, and I remembered why I had picked neutrons. Now, you see, neutrons are neutral when they're in a nucleus. When they are out patrolling the little subatomic verse, they are actually remarkable sources of energy. They become, well, when they're not included in a nucleus, they're called a free neutron. And the energy released when a neutron decays, because when they're alone, when a neutron is not a part of a nucleus, it starts to decay. It has about a 10-minute lifespan, and I'm shrinking again, just ignore it. And the energy it releases when the neutron decays is 0.782343 megavolts. Or not megavolts, excuse me, electron volts. And to put that into scope and perspective, 1 mole of neutrons, or 1 gram of them, is equal to burning, like the energy potential of burning, 1.7 tons of diesel. But neutrons themselves don't do much. They can combine with other atoms, and on occasion, depending on the atomic structure of the amount of protons already there and the balance, they can create things because they are the basis of most atoms. Like they can create uranium 238 or 236, and basically what they do is they just pop into a neutron, they yell synergy, and the rest of the cells get excited, and the rest of the atoms get excited, and they go yes, and they produce something, and then they realize that the neutron serves no purpose whatsoever, and they boot his happy ass and 2 of his friends out, and they just go floating on around, and they look for another atom to jump into to yell synergy, and they go, by God, get this guy a promotion, before they become uranium, and they realize this guy is kind of stupid. He don't bring a lot to the table. You gotta go, Skippy. And this presents a problem, because if you try to store a neutron, in the 10 minutes of life it has to find an atom to want to, or a nucleus to want to invade, it will connect with any atom, and the atoms are the building blocks of everything, within the container that you've contained it in. So if I put it into a little metal pouch, it's going to find one of those atoms and say, hey, let me tell you the value of team playing. And that'll work for a little bit, and then he'll mosey on out, and all my neutrons will get out. We have things like neutron guns, which can kind of direct and generate neutrons and direct them into a reactor. That's how we get fusion and potentially, or excuse me, fission and potentially fusion. Now, if you freeze a neutron to like a couple negative degrees Kelvin, now it's no longer moving, and it can't run its little happy arse over and power walk into the atom assembly room and say, and go through its spiel and do its thing and excite everybody. The only thing on it is gravity, and it will drop right out of the container, phase through everything, and end up somewhere in the center of the Earth or Guatemala. Which is no good to anybody, especially if you're looking to power anything out of it. So neutrons have the potential to be a power source, but it's a non-starter because you can't contain them. And I had remembered when I was I remember my dad telling me about a conspiracy theory he had heard back in like the 80s or the 70s about the government developing something called the neutron bomb. And the neutron bomb was going to be this killer weapon that would wipe out all the people in a town, but leave all the buildings standing. So all we'd have to do is sweep up the juicy people meat bits, and then we could move right in and the city would be ours. And then I had done some research. I heard about the neutron gun to reactor, and I learned that neutrons themselves were actually potential power sources, and I decided for this super advanced alien commonwealth that humans become a part of, that we just have, or that I'd have them having some sort of way to liquefy atoms and keep them stored in a sort of paste, a gel, if you will, because I like the idea of like alien goo technology, and they could extract from that neutrons and force the decay to create the energy they wanted for their weapon at controllable bursts. And that's where the neutrons came from. But no, not liquefy atoms. It's sort of stored in a nullifying gel. Imagine if you could take like a ball of chapstick and put it over some sort of nuclear element and then keep it safely without any of the radiation escaping. Something like that. Like Jell-O. You put fruit in the middle of Jell-O, and no matter what you do to the Jell-O, it gets all wiggly and squiggly and it's dancing around. But the jelly's in there, or excuse me, the fruit's in there just wiggling around, staying roughly where it wants to be. I'm waiting for neutron lipstick. Don't you worry, Sush, you will be the first to know. But Sush had brought up an interesting issue with this, because I'm not going to be here to be the white knight advocating for my book, standing on the hilltop saying, "Come at me with your questions!" And these streams are the closest thing I'm going to get to a peer review or people's feedback before I actually release the book. So every one of these streams, every opinion you guys give me, every comment you give is is invaluable to me, and I appreciate it because it clues me into what issues this brainchild of mine might run into when I set it free into the world. And because Sush's quick Google search had raised such a question that I didn't have addressed anywhere in the book, at the start of the stream, I made a little note right here on one of my papers that in the earlier chapters I'm going to go back and explain that the UCASC uses stored free neutrons for neutron reactors and their weapons, and sort of give a little bit of an explanation to maintain that delicate balance of give and take. You're suspending your disbelief. I'm going to give you at least some indication that I've thought of your concern and that it is addressed in the universe. Stability. Thanks to Sush, and I appreciate that, and I thank you very much. I like your descriptions. That makes it easy to understand. Well, you know, I'm half a simpleton too, so like anything I can come up with is I'm gnawing at the outer edge of something sounding sensible. So I should be able to make something that, like, to a certain degree, I'm pretty sure I'm just a glorified bullshit artist. And if nothing else, I can make something sound like I know what I'm talking about. By the way, Ray, forgive me channeling my inner Elmer Fudd there, or Isaac Clarke. No, Isaac Arthur is his name. I hope your move is going well. So, yeah, everybody in the chat, Ray is moving to her own place, and if you would, give her, I guess, a round of applause, keep her in your thoughts, and throw some support her way, because it's going to be a big thing for her, and I wish you the best of luck. Oh, plus, if you don't mind me doing a shameless plug, just, Ray, if you would drop your information in the chat. She's doing iron artist commissions, which are just like drawings for $10. She is a fantastic artist. If you want some cheap little doodles for, like, and I mean cheap as in they're $10, not quality. If you want some good little drawings for just $10, hit her up. Apologize for hitting her up, get her a nice pack, and then pay for a drawing. Like, I'm not going to question your violent tendencies and you run around beating up on Ray, you know, you do you, boo. But after that, you know, I think about one of the pictures. And I am almost out of my plate of delay and stalling, so eventually I'm going to try and tackle this book. Oh, and secondly, second plug. Meg does some streaming. So if you ever want to watch Meg, and if she gets her microphone sorted out, she has an absolutely magnificent speaking voice. I'd say pop over to her, because I have never once known her to grossly stuff her face hole full of quiche in the middle of a stream. Or even worse, the beginning. I wanted to try Iron Artist because I got through Inktober and I was feeling pretty good about myself. And I don't know if like you get internet good boy points that you can cash in for virtual attendees later or whatever have you. But I would like to have that accomplishment under my belt at some point where I can say that I am an Iron Artist. Because a lot of the times I feel like my art's crap and that I can barely call myself a writer or an author because of how little I actually get done. So once I have absorbed my Kishi power supply here, I'm hoping to channel my inner Popeye, which, for those of you who don't know, when I was a little child, Popeye the Sailor Man used to be one of my personal idols. And there's a lot of spinach in this quiche, so I'm hoping after I finish this quiche, I'm going to do a flex, and there's going to be little turbines in there and little guys cranking everything, and that's going to translate to my brain, and I'm just going to start and typing through this like nobody's business. So we're gonna hope for that. I can't let Popeye down. This is now a matter of childhood pride. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sush. All right. Let's see if we can't make some magic. I just get to typing after all my stalling, and poor Meg has to go. I'm so sorry, Meg. I'm so sorry for literally eating all of your time. But it was great having you. Thank you very much. Sush, I guess you are now the second in command. I'm going to put the streaming in chief badge name over to Ray. I'd show her the meme before she what meme? Oh, you sent me something. What the heck is this? Oh. Oh, no. Nope. We're not doing that, Sush. We've given a moment of respect to Robin Williams. We're not gonna meme him yet. I'm not gonna say too sad. I just saw his head there, and I'm gonna pull an executive decision here for the respect of the stream, and we're gonna say no. No. Consuela says no. Alright, see you later, Meg. Alright, let me see here. And then there were two. Already prepared. Hey, Ray. And I guess question to everybody else. The text on the screen is big enough for you guys to read it, right? It's not small to the point of being useless. Ray and I guess everybody else. Sush, you are a cup of personality. You account for at least 3.5 people. Well, thankfully, I explain what they all stand for throughout the book. So as they become needed, they get filled out. Like when they start popping up, I don't just throw people to the wolves. I've seen the acronym pop up a little bit more here of late, but I've been talking with friends, so it shouldn't be a problem, and I can show that I've been using it for a while now. That is something I'm worried about, but I will cross that bridge when I get to it because that's been with me for quite a number of years now. Excuse me. Haha! They're a letter off. I'm safe. Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. Well, that's just all the more reason I need to get my book done before someone eventually comes up with all this stuff. I actually had to change the entire name of the series once. Oh, what did I do? What did I click? There we go. Oh, I know. Because, like, you don't know it for the longest time. It's worse when you don't know it for a while, and you have, like, a year or two to get attached to what you've come up with. And then the curtain comes down. I was like, yeah, you can't use that. And I got properly mopey for a while until I managed to come up with other stuff. Originally, I think I was calling them the ISF, for the Intergalactic Space Federation or something like that. And I don't think the Israeli Special Forces would have much cared for that. Powerwolf is an awesome band. You're too metal for your own. Yes, the metal noodle. Hey, there you go. There's a name for you, metal noodle. See if that one's taken. Danger Noodle, the most powerful whip in the game. Oh, goodness. There are some interesting people in the world. Oopsies. I'm going to drop a link real quick. I hope it doesn't show my Skype. Did Skype pop up on stream? I hope it didn't. Can anyone confirm that for me and lay my suspicions to rest here, or was there an entire look at all my friends' contact information? Excuse me. One sec. Still dying. Yeah, after last week, I'm still. I barely saw any of your passwords. No, none of my passwords were on screen. Okay, because I don't want to intrude on my friend's privacy. All right, let me just boop, boop. There we go, and there we go. was thinking up there. ING. Oh yeah, I'd love to see you stream. No. No, thankfully I've never been that dumb. Maybe at one point, but no, not for this. Nintendo Direct? No, I did not. Cassiope? Cassiope? Opay? Well, whoever you are, welcome, hello, and howdy. Monsieur Mutton Chops. Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia. Would this be a certain friend of mine from Skype? Oi, oi. Yep, nope. I know for a fact who this is. The veil has been lifted. I'm sorry, I know who you are. Yep. The Lankmarian Queen herself. It is a pleasure to have you, Your Highness. That is pretty much empty. Is Cassie a snake by any chance? Sush, calm your wiggly instincts. Yeah. Don't pay any attention to Sush. She has problems. She likes noodles to the point of absolute insanity. And then she went on about how much she adored neutrons and wanted to run off with them, and how many times she wanted to explain what neutrons were to the chat. I said, hey, might be too many times explaining what neutrons are. She said, no, we should do it twice, and I don't care what the stream says, we're going to go over it twice. It's totally her fault, and you can check out the footage. It was entirely her idea. I'm a fan of quarks. Deep Space Nine would be proud of you. Wrong generation, but I appreciate the effort. Alright, let me see here. Call it the small pupille. I don't know, that sounds a little bit too French for my universe. And I don't want to broach the French territory. I think Jean-Luc got me beat. Now we get to the point of my discontent. Then a laser kitten would have to be an angry goat with a Gatling gun. Oh my God, that's just certain death right there. I'm pretty sure that's a war crime by all definitions of the Geneva Convention. The ouch mouch. Oh. I like that. The ouch mouths. Oh yes, and Danger Noodles. Sush is an unruly beast. The ouch mouse. That's a good one. Oh no, there's no way to pin comments here. Dang. Oh. Better known as the Scunch. Or excuse me, Scunch? Oh! Excuse me, as the skunk. Hey guys, leave a note in the chat. What's a Scunch? I'm going to say the musk of a Sasquatch. Oh, it smells like scunch in here. That are used hair clamps. It's the most popular French brand of cereals, also known as Skunkos. Ooh. Ooh, that. Sesra! Welcome! It's so good to have you here. I was actually worried you weren't going to... Better late than never. Yes, it is. It is never too late to add a yinglet to the conversation. In fact, I find that more often than not, it revitalizes the conversation. We were actually just taking a moment here to want to talk because Sush had an unfortunate slip of the tongue where she was trying to say skunk, and it came out scunch, and we were just theorizing what a scunch is. Yes, she totally did. You can rewind the chat. It was completely Sush. Nobody will deny it. It's right there in recording. Fake news to anything else. Yeah, see, even Sush agrees. It's anything saying that she didn't say scunch is fake news. Well, I'll keep track here because I think I'm up to 2. Oh, Sesra! I recently got something from eBay. Because I am grossly irresponsible with my money. Scunch. No, I know what a scunch is. It's when a skunk or Sasquatch goes to a gym to do aerobic training. Legally have the right to leave. Well, Sesra, I want to show you a little purchase I made. And I guess this is just me showing off to the rest of the chat because according to a lot of my friends, or at least one I talked to very recently or very frequently, he seems to be under the impression that I myself am a hipster. And while I am inclined to disagree, I am quite happy of my little purchase here. A functioning typewriter from the 40s. It just needs an ink ribbon. That's on the way. It's either a 38 or early 40s noiseless Remington typewriter. And she works like a dream. And I just love the noise. And you've got the little handle up here for resetting the tray. But yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait until the ink ribbon gets here because but does it have USB? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does. All the keys are right there. There's U's, S's, B's, whatever you want. No. The full keyboard's there. Any letter she can come up with, it's got it. USB, PDF, whatever. It's got only the premium. But yeah, I wanted a dedicated letter writer, and a friend of mine kind of laid down the challenge for me. Because you see, I have this former coworker, right? We were wingdings. Yes, we were very good friends, and I'm not going to go into what the manager's wife did because they did it to me sometime later, and if it happens too many more times, there's going to be legal action involved. So I don't want to mention too much or too much anything like that. But she had sent me this letter, which she had put a wax seal on the back. Now I wasn't expecting a letter from her at all, and she hid her address on the letter inside, and she had the fancy wax seal on the back. So I get this brown artisan-looking letter with a fancy wax seal. I'm like, whoa! Whatever this is, this looks mighty important. What's S? Who do I know that's S? And I open it up, and it's just a letter about like, hey, it's me. How are you? And she signs it herself as the undisputed, uncontested ruler of the world. And again, for a while, I've wanted a typewriter as like a dedicated, I'm going to write letters to people because I feel like there's something more personal about writing a letter as opposed to sending an email. And this was the tipping point. So not only do I have my own wax stamp set coming in, I have the typewriter, and I'm just waiting for the ink ribbon to come in. And apparently that's still a thriving market. There are a lot of people still making vintage typewriter parts and all the ink ribbons you could ever want, and they will smack talk the living heck out of other companies that produce that exact same product. Because I guess typewriters are still immeasurably popular. Who'd have thunk it? Now that'd be cool. A cool shop I could set up, selling custom-made stamps for waxes. Oh my god, yes, go for it. Like, mine's not all that fancy. All mine is just a letter C for Caleb. So, be that what you will. Oh, Sesra, you showed up too late to see the quiche. I made my first ever quiche tonight, and I was very happy with it because it was spinachy, and I liked it. I'll have to bring one with for Megaplex, and you can enjoy it. Better late than never, right? Excuse me. All right. Let's try. I'm going to try and get some writing done yet, and then I'm probably going to call it in maybe 20 or 30 minutes, because I don't want to film too big of a thing. Because I'm going to re-upload these to YouTube to want to share them with all my other friends who live in other time zones, and to be perfectly honest, I'm still not aware of if I'm entertaining or not, or if I'm just standing here throwing utter nonsense into a camera for what, 2 or 3 hours at a time. Yes, YouTube. Quiches are very, very good. Yes, I made one. It was so nummy yummy. No, nummy nummy. Okay. Ooh, sounds Hawaiian. But yeah, mine is, I take a cup of broccoli, I take about 2 cups of spinach, an egg, a little bit of garlic, and some Parmesan cheese, and I put it in a blender and I blend it up, and then I made a nice crust. I put it in a pie tin. I put in some shredded chicken, a little bit more Parmesan cheese, put with this puree mix in the middle of it, wrapped it up, put it in the oven, cooked it all up, and oh. I have a series on YouTube that I used to do that I'd like to bring back and keep doing, because I'd like to get more serious about YouTube. But it was cooking with Greaser, and I would very much like for this to be a thing there. What I need to do is, I have a homemade pizza recipe I'm going to upload there for a thing, and then I'm going to try and reformat it a little, so I put in the calories for the food, because I've been trying very hard to watch my weight and diet. The quiche itself, for the whole thing that I made, is 1,255.5 calories. But I cut it up into sixths, so it is 209.25 calories. So it is less than 210 calories per slice of this thing. And it is pretty good, if I do say so myself. Excuse me. If you had scrambled eggs or an omelet, quiche is a lot like that. Kinda, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I am all about finding food with as few calories as possible because I still like eating. So, like as much as I can have for as few calories as possible. That's pretty much what I'm going for. Excuse me. Oh God, this sickness can leave at any time though. I'm getting I'm about half sick of this. Hmm. Is it two separate words? Ah, okay. And now I know. Oh, look, it's Colby, the ouch mouch. Or ouch mouse coming in. Hey, Colby. In case you're wondering, Sush went on a list of all her greatest names for hedgehogs. Ouch mouse was one of the top ones. Yeah, no, Sush is the one who makes up who messes up words. I've only just sort of been picking it up. She's been contaminating me. It wasn't 200 calories. I'm lagging horribly. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. That's right. No, you're the ouch mouse because you go wandering around smacking people and accosting people with a big plastic crayon. Which, in all my lack of foresight, I had bought for you. Tibbs, there's more than one. If you don't irritate me, you won't be hit. That sounds like most people I know anymore. Snakes have no arm. Sush, you are going to make a psychiatrist very, very happy one day. And probably very, very rich. Psychiatrists hate her. Or psychiatrists hate her. Here's why. Click here below. So do driving schools. Oh no. It's all making sense now. Ah, boy, I hate it when I come at these impasses. Like this is normal to writing. You're gonna get to a point where you don't know how to make the words fit together, but I hate getting to these, especially in stream. The doctor meme. God, how many memes are you sending me? I'm streaming. What on earth is this? Boo-ba-doo-ba-boo. An original. Alright, let's see what Cthulian Nightmare Sush has sent to me. Let's close you out. Get rid of you. Alright. Oh, I trimmed him a couple of weeks ago. Alright, let's see this monstrosity that Sush sent. From around the web, doctors hate him. Find out this man's secret to good health. Now, you see, I've been dieting for about 3 years now, and I've not heard anything yet that says yell Kali Ma and eat the heart out of a banana. Wonders of the world. Toward the naturally formed cavern in which this man tried to hide from the doctors. Huge overload. How doctors and wolves are teaming up to hunt down this man and gain his mysterious power. Banana peel is good for your skin. Okay. Inspiring. A record-breaking number of doctors have joined together to form Hypocryton, the Omni Doctor, and have vowed to acquire this man's secret or destroy all life in the process. Oh, this is what happens when you unionize. Yeah, no, they're killing all life is just basically a staple for any edgelord or super villain at this point. Jeez. Gotta blow my nose again. Hang on. Oh, quality streaming content right here. Sick to the point of blowing my face out of my face and starting off eating a quiche. Ugh. Yeah, I do. How'd that turn out? Is it done already or something? I'm like, knowing you, you've probably already finished it. I might redraw the button. Oh. Alright, good eye for quality. Well, no matter what you do, I'm sure it'll look lovely. Ugh! I hate these colds. Like, ever since I started dieting. Don't get sick for the rest of the year, but like, for about a month at the start of the next year, it hits me and then I'm just like, oh! For about a month straight. Like the keto flu. Oh God, yeah. No, I have a coworker who's into ketosis and stuff like that, and like she is small, but she is mighty for small. She is the miniaturized mighty smiter, and she is dangerous. She is amazing, but she is dangerous. Oh yeah, Colby gets sick at the drop of a hat. She is small. Oh, Sush. Sush, are we drawing a comparison to yourself? No, we're talking about smallpox. Okay. Sush, you keep elevating stuff like that. I'm pretty sure my eyebrows are going to set on fire. And now I need another tissue because my face is leaking. Oh, God. Everything's coming apart in the stream. Everything's bad and terrible. Quick, Sesra, distract them. I need to assign mods to help. No, not down my shirt. It's in a little plug in the back of my head. Man bun, yes. And bun. Oh no, Out of all the in circles, and is generally useless but very distracting. Thank you, Sesra. That is all I can ask from you. And hello, Ronnie. And Sush is eating paint from the looks of it. Okie doke. No, you see, from interacting with Sush, I have learned that it is a rare, refined eating technique she does, where she just unhinges her jaw like a snake and inhales all the food in a 20-yard radius. It's quite terrifying, and if you have small pets or animals, you want to hold them very closely. Like with this Tribble. Okay, let me see. Everyone is more distracting than the Yinglet, isn't it? No, it's not that, Sestra. It's that I'm kind of at a point here where I'm kind of stuck against my writing, and I kind of have a vague idea of what I want to say, and I want to try and transition out of this big battle scene and back to the main characters, but I'm not quite knowing how to want to do that. And yeah, Yinglets are an original species, came up with, depending on what website he's on, it's either Valsalia or Salvalia. And it is a very entertaining comic. It's very well written. It's very interesting, and it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, the Medean. Oh, don't you worry. We will get to the Medeans. Jamin has yet to have his big intro scene. But, spoilers. Oof, I almost said something dumb. Good thing I stopped myself. Yeah, probably for the best. Self-control for the win. My friend, do not encourage her, because I do not know what depths and levels Sush can go to. Is there a way to make a scab stop itching like mad? I know one way, but I don't remember it immediately. But I know there's something you can do. I can't for the life of me recall. Frieza T-poses for a full minute. Yeah, no, they might have crisscrossed the animation. That's likely for the Ginyu Force. Dabbed at each other aggressively? No, because then they'd just be punching whoever's off to the side of them. Oh. Okie doke. You're not scared of Star Trek? I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave the chat. I'm sorry, this is set for maximum nerd. Snot. Oh! Oh, no, okay, no. This is much too hot to handle. I'm going to have to bring out the classic. Go away. I'm warning you. Leave this chat. Your pun game is too strong. You're making me look bad. I shot Sush by accident. That was just a warning. Have you... Oh my god, I love Spaceballs. That movie was fantastic. Yeah, no, your icon was like right at the screen where the little plastic tip was facing. I accidentally murdered Sushi. This is a warning shot. Yeah, she will be fine in the morning. And by she, I mean you. Death does not hold the same meaning to potatoes as it does to the rest of us. Sush has reached DEFCON 4. What show was it where if you shot something twice it died? Pretty much any zombie movie ever. Oh, Stargate. Maybe? I don't know. Any person, yeah, no, they don't tend to hold up when you shoot them much. They're not designed for that. Hopefully they'll patch that in the next expansion. Yeah, I think that was Stargate. Yeah. Yeah, the gun pops up, right? It looks like a snake. Shouldn't the lock be paralyzed? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Stargate. God, I haven't thought about that in ages. Oh yeah. Grab your fire. Why is my chat a group of hostile murderers? At what point did I go wrong? I've tried to raise you right. God knows I've tried. I'm wearing the 60s dad shirt here. Come on, guys. You're not a hostile murderer. No, you're a very agreeable murderer. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I mixed Stargate with Dracula. I don't murder, I think. I don't know. Like, a piece of me has consistently died with every one of these. I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, no, Ray and Cesra are little and innocent balls of sunshine. In fact, you know what? That's why I've drawn them so many times. Here, let me get the picture I have here of the two golden girls of the chat room, the two precious little angels who are too good for this world. There you go. You have earned this. This is why you are here. The both of you. This is for you. This is my feel-good moment. Cassie, I'm sorry. I never knew that you were a terrifying axe murderer. But you know, you have both earned my respect and fear. No, that's happy. I will add you here. Here, hang on. Everybody gets rewarded, or everyone gets a reward for not being a murderer. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm really glad you like this picture. It was fun to draw, and I think this is one of my better pictures that has like a sense of movement and motion. And one of my favorite things about this picture is that tail fluff right there. I love the little bits of detail I put in that. And I'm the one that didn't threaten violence. There. I'll leave it ambivalent. It's ambiguous. I only threaten your sanity. Oh, yeah, no, that's true. You know what? I'm going to have to take that back out. Sorry. No, we had it and we lost it. No, we all know you're joking. We all know you're joking. It's fun. We're having a fun time here because we all know I can't carry a stream myself, so we have to turn to the chats for a little bit of entertainment. Yeah, no, Colby, you're in dumb baby jail. I'm sorry. You're off in the corner in your own little place. I'm using Beast too much. I know where you live here, man. Oh God, yeah, no, don't bring up the small pew pew. We don't need to arm her. Will it commit not alive to people? Oh no, not to divert your attention, but I wrote a reply to our stuffs. But it's really small. Hey, no, that's absolutely fine. So long as you're having fun with it, I'm having fun writing a part, being a part of it, and writing it with you. It's fun and it's fine for me. And you know what? It's about 9:30, so I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to go back tomorrow and reread everything I've written and see if I can't boost my contentment in it and see if I can't fumble with the wording. So to everyone who showed up, even Colby the Crayon Killer, Six Gun Cesara, where there's a nuke, there's a Ray Doe, Swoosh, your head goes smoosh, and Cassiopeia. I don't have a pun for this one, ya, and Little Ronnie, Rough and Tumble. I'm going to have to say thank you very much for indulging me. Thank you very much for being here. And generally, just thanks for coming around and making me feel like all this matters. This is probably more I've gotten done with this than I have in like the past week. So thank you very much, and stay awesome. It means the world to me. I'm thankful and I'm gracious for all of your concerns and all of the points you raise for this as I'm writing. So I hope to see you all again this coming Wednesday. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Later.